Maybe let's set the tone, all right? After the first 2 periods, I don't feel like we dominated and set the tone, all right? Let's set the tone. Let's set the tone. Make plays. Make plays up front. Make plays up front. Make plays up front. Make plays up front, all right? Let's change the game up front, dog. Let's be that group that changed the game. All right, change the game. All right, let's go, man. Hey, finish strong on me, finish strong on 3. 1, 2, 3. Finish strong on 3.
Coach, talk about the last month, being prepared to be an analyst and then getting the ball up to
Well, it's been a blessing for sure. The water journey. I've been living and eat football, so I'm happy to be here. I just took that opportunity. I'm really blessed, and hey, think of me, and I just embrace the grind, embrace the opportunity, and just being here wholeheartedly and fully committed. The sky's the limit with this group, and I challenge and urge them every day to challenge one another, and really embark on the journey, the commitment, the process, and really just keep on like pushing each other. It's not a new scheme, but they all been in different schemes, but it's just similarities and stuff like that. But it's really just the terminology, and really just dive in and really like do their homework and find the snakes in the defense and stuff like that. So I really just challenge the group, just keep on pressing every day, and it's a very talented group. It's a lot of versatility in this group, a lot of smart guys in this group. So I got to keep on challenging them. And they challenging me too. So I'm very excited to work with them every day. It's a blessing and what an opportunity.
how are you teaching you guys as young men and what the plan and implement that kind of aspect?
Really from my phase, and because I was like I've been there in those shoes before, and what they trying to get to, I've been there, and so through all my success and failures, and really just I've been around like growing up. I had a really 2 parent background and very structured family, and it just and really like from my I guess my structure, my family, and all that stuff. I'm just pointing it to them and how I've been going along. And I've just been praying about it and asking God to give me strength, to give me the right words and right wisdom to give them every day. So it's a steady grind, and I'm just embracing every day of it.
Hey, Coach, two-part question for you. But
Mm.
you were just playing.
Yeah.
So, are you fully done playing? Like, if the team came to you, would you consider playing?
I'm done. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'm in a new transition in life, and I always said like towards the end of my career, I always wanted to coach, and that's how me and Rob got up to that.
So the second part is, how was that transition gone for you? You were just playing for now. People calling you coach.
It was still kind of the same way because I was still like a coach then. I was helping the guys out, being a smart player. Always in the offices with the coaches, always picking their minds every day. Always in the DC back pocket. So I was always doing that along the way anyway. So it was just a different life for me. It was just this transition, different chapter. So, but I've been always doing that throughout my whole career, throughout college, picking up the guys, being around the DB, setting the DB meeting rooms and stuff like that. So it was always in me. I was just made it official.
Vonn, how's it going, man? You mentioned that you kind of knew at the end of your playing career that you wanted to get into coaching. Like, why is that? Like, what kind of drew you? What made you want to be around the game and kind of do stuff?
I guess it's really love for the game and what it's done for me. And I embodied the game of football. That's all I think about. The X's and O's, how to be a man off the field and on the field, how you carry yourself. And it creates that structure in life and that discipline. And I always been like that. I still work out here with Sways every morning at 4 a.m. So I'm always still on my routine. So it's just in me. It's who I am. And I embraced it. I was trying to run away from it at first. I was still trying to play, getting workouts and stuff like that. But it's always a different light, a different calling. And don't run away from your gift that God got for you. And I really just embraced that. I'm just happy to be here.
Well, how did you start finding your coaching style? Like, have you taken inspiration like from some coaches that you've had that kind of made it?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Along the way, like countless of coaches reached out to me and congratulated me, and I always just told them, I said, I appreciate you coaching me hard and really like pouring into me as a man and as a player too. So I always appreciate them because remember it takes a village, and I couldn't be up here by myself. Nobody could, and from all the coaches, I encountered with, got a chance to coach with, got a chance to go hit the field with. I appreciate them and how they push me as a man, as a player, and that's what I am today. Mhm. He's been good. It started off a little rocky, but he been embracing those challenges. He been in the office every day, pressing forward every day, striving every day to be the best version of himself, and it's showing on the field. He had a great day today. Made play on the ball today. I want to get an interception, but that's my goal is always high, and it's always a high standard for him because he's so talented, and the sky's the limit for him. He's got to keep on building those bricks every day by day, mentality and the process. And he's like I said, he's one of the most talented guys I've seen in a long time, and it's very easy to him. So now he just got to keep on mentally. He just got to stay locked in even more. You know what I'm saying? Keep on challenging himself and challenging others around him.
With Coach Livingston, he always spoke very highly of you. So I imagine he had a big hand in play in you being here. What was that process like, and how did this come?
The process is kind of crazy. This how it happened. I was still trying to work out, and Swayze was my trainer for like 8 years. And when he took the job here, he's like, just come out and work out and be around ball XYZ. I was like, nah, nah, nah. I was fighting it. I was praying about it. I was like, man, I still got a house here. He's like, no, just come out here, just be around ball, just be around. And I came out here and it just stuck with me, just being around the kids. How they looked at me. You see their eyes light up. And it's just like, man, I got a new love and passion. But I always had that feeling because what the game done for me. And when I get in these meeting rooms, I hit the field, that fire is still going. And that's why I love it so much. That's why I'm so passionate. And that's why I'm so blessed and be able to have an opportunity to go out there and run with the guys every day.
Now that Coach Livingston's gone, unfortunately, I'm sure it's a little bittersweet for you. But with Coach Mark taking over, what have you seen from him in just the first couple of weeks of his leadership?
Oh, same type guy, fiery, passionate, very detailed, and I seen some coaches like that, and it just made me inspired to be a better version of myself every day. How detailed we are every day with the meetings, with the breakdown of film, with the grade sheets, and all types of stuff that we have. We have an open discussion with the D staff, and it's just man, the dude loves it. He brings the energy every day, and that's what type of guy I am too. I'm fiery too, so he's a former player as well, so he understands, gets it, and I'm glad to come in and work with him every day.
What have the conversations been like with him as you guys try to figure out kind of what the role for your room is going to be in this defense?
Right now we're just implementing the defense of what he has. We're getting it on film, getting guys reps, make sure guys play, relentless, fast, violent, smart, and just make sure guys don't really think out there, just play fast. We'll clean up the rest of the stuff on film when we get in the meet rooms. So right now we're just implementing the playbook. Then we'll go back and do self scout. Then we'll go make corrections of who can do what well, who doesn't does that deficiencies there. So we'll go back and analyze the film after spring's done and stuff like that. But we just gonna keep on pressing on them and see what they can retain right now. Then we're gonna make adjustments.
Can you talk about some of the individuals, like who you said as far as the Nate and Rundown and guys like that? Like, just talk about those guys.
Oh, Nate doing well. He constantly in my office every day. Uh, I'm always hard on my guys because of I see it through them. And it's just like how I coach Prime with the corners. And like we've been playing at that level so long, and you see how it's done, you know how it's supposed to look. And those guys just want to pour. They just pouring their hearts out, and they just saying, "Coach me as hard as you can." They come back for more every day, and that's what gives you that itch even more. Especially when you get guys like that want to be coached, that want to play for their brother next to them, and that will go through a brick wall for you. And I appreciate those guys every day showing up, like Braylon, freshman Braylon Edwards. Rando shows up every day. All the guys show up and pop into the office when we get done with meetings and stuff like that. So they have a great room, great room. I just keep on challenging, keep on growing cohesiveness together. It's a new room. Everybody comes from the transfer portal except one guy. And so it's new for everybody, new scheme for everybody. So I urge the guys to really like put an arm around each other to bring that brotherhood along and permeate throughout the defense.
Speaking about one guy, you know that being team leader in your room right now on the field right now, and just kind of his role and what he's meant to you and taking over and what he means this team.
Oh, Ben is everything. You gonna hear him still today in the meet room. You'll see him sometimes out there on his crutch, but he really like holds everybody accountable. He's not afraid of how people feel. He's not trying to make friends. He just want everybody to do the right thing, and that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. You got to have those guys in the locker room to check one another.
Anything else, Coach?
Coach Primus hired several guys that didn't have a coaching background. Marshall did not, Lamar Staff did not. You were coming in here. What does that mean to you that he's wanting to give you guys to have that coaching itch, the opportunity?
I'm thankful for the opportunity that he gave me, and I never take it for granted. Every day, I come in and show up to work every day. It's just like me playing still. I'm still pouring into that. I got to pour into. I got to sacrifice. I got to put time in. Learning defense, learning the ins and outs of it, like game planning, stuff like that. It is still like you as a player, but you can't do it no more. You just like it's just chess pieces now, and that's what I always was thinking like. So it was like an easy transition for me.
So you played with and against some really talented quarterbacks in your time in the league. I'm just saying, playing against those guys, what were you able to take from them, and how do you think that you can apply that to your coaching?
I tell him this all the time. I remember Drew Brees sat me down one time, and he always told me a good quarterback win you 6 games, a great one win you 8 to 10, and the rest of it is camaraderie of the football team. And I was telling them, as you watch football across the NFL, like, you think this is completion. They putting that ball on them now because the ball, how they can put the ball placement. And that's why I tell them now how the difference between college and the pros. It's not necessarily the speed. Yeah, you got freakish athletes out there, 1% of 1%. But it's really like the quarterback and his processing of how fast he's playing the game because he know what coverage you in already. If we hold it disguise, hold it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being on your landmark. You playing against Pat Mahomes, you playing against Aaron Rodgers, all those guys seeing these type of defenses and these exotic looks all the time. And they just playing the game within the game. And that's what we got to do as safeties because we the quarterback of the defense. So it's like different stuff like that, different nuggets I give them and I show them. And I constantly always reiterate to them when they come in my office, it's about watching the game. How you watching the game? How you breaking it down? What's the situation? We should always be thinking that down the distance. What's the personnel? The offense is always telling us a story, if it's simple or not. But, I get into that all day, but I ain't going to keep it long.
Any more questions for Coach?
Hi, Coach. This is your first college or your first coaching gig. How have you noticed the landscape of NIL changes since you're a player, honestly?
Oh, it's different. It's different. I was like, man, they get that. I remember my mom was Western Union $20 a week. We didn't have all that. I was like, man, y'all blessed, man. Make sure y'all doing it, saving it, and doing the right things with it. Take care of your people. Because like I said, it takes a village. Take care of your loved ones. Always tell them that you appreciate it. Take care of your coach from back in high school because he did everything he can to get y'all to them camps or whatever the case may be. But it's totally different. It's a new demographic for me. But it feels like it's like almost like free agency, what's going on in the league right now. That's what it feels like. But it's crazy, but it's going to adapt and adjust. Yes, ma'am.
Anything else, Coach? Thank you, Coach. Everybody ready? Brian, kick us off.
Talk about how spring ball's going. You guys are in week 2 now. How's it going?
Man, it's been great, man. It's just learning a new scheme and learning new teammates to play with. It's been awesome. Everybody's buying in, and I feel like the culture is really built up with Mark coming in. So it's been great so far.
Jake.
Just the plays that you made so far. Obviously, you know all the highlights and stuff, but what's it been like for you to just go out there and kind of show your ability?
Yeah, I put a lot of work into, being able to make those plays. So, when I can go out there and produce for my team and, make those plays, it's a blessing. Once I get the ball in my hands, try to do what I can do with it. Yeah, and just I made a couple of plays so far, so I got to keep it going. But, the plays that I've made has been great. And, the coaches have put me in a good position. My teammates have been, right there next to me. So, it's been awesome.
Just had Coach Bell in here. Just what's your relationship like with him so far, and what have you taken away?
Man, he's a great mentor, a great leader of men. Him coming in was a big thing for me. You know what I mean? He played in the league. He's done what I want to do, what I'm saying, what I want to get to. So, not only coaching me, football, but coaching me outside of football, coaching me to get ready for the league. And, that's my end goal. That's my dream. So, he's done it. And like I said, and, just being able to have him on the side of me, going into games or anything like that, it's been awesome.
How similar is your role here to what you've done in the past, position-wise and just responsibility-wise?
Yeah, I'm still, building into it and, finding my way around the scheme. But, I've been been able to fly around. I like to play free safety. I'm a smaller guy, but I feel like I'm a playmaker. So, I feel like that's my game is, getting to the ball and just being able to make plays is pretty much my scheme. How I play.
Obviously, you guys in your safety room are mostly newcomers except for Ben. Just kind of curious, even though he's not out there right now, he's injured, just what his impact has been early on and kind of getting you guys up to speed on kind of what the expectations of the program are.
No, that's my dog, Ben. Saying he was on my visit and he toured me around, he talked to me, and he's played a big part in, building relationships on this team. And I could tell from day one that he's a leader on this team and that he means business. You know what I mean? And just being able to have him around even when he's injured, he's coaching us up. He brought me into the film room when I first got here and took me over plays. So even when I got onto the field, just because of him, it was faster for me to play. So he's just been a blessing, and he's a great leader to this team. Yeah, I can't say too much enough about them.
From a competition aspect, what have you seen from the offensive players and the guys who've been competing so far?
Oh man, they're fast. I know they're down a couple guys right now, but you could tell that there's a lot of speed. That go offense is definitely different. Marion's got stuff going on. So, for things I can see from them is that they're a very fast offense, and they're going to compete. You've seen a couple scuffles and things of that nature, but they've been just going fast, and everybody's been playing hard. So, that's all I can ask for.
Nate, Coach Bell just said that you in his office like constantly. Like how important is that for you to just constantly be around him, like pick his brain as you try to pick up this.
Yeah, like I said, he's done what I want to do. So, if I can get all the knowledge from him, that's a blessing in disguise. So, just being able to go in there all the time, speak to him about anything, like I said, football, outside of football. He's just been awesome. Like I can go in there whenever I want to and talk to him. So, him being open to, teaching me everything that he's been through and what he's gone through, it's been awesome.
So what do you make of just kind of some of this talent or surrounding you on defense, like particularly the secondary, but as the defense as a whole, you've seen some of your talent all through those areas?
Man, it's Big 12 football, right? That's what I came here for. I came for competition, and I came for, the best athletes in college football. So, being in here and seeing all the talent has been a blessing, being able to go against everybody and learn from everybody as well, because everybody's been from different schools, so it's a lot of new guys. So being able to buy in and learn from all those new guys, it's been great.
Why Colorado?
I feel like a big part for me, when I got into the transfer portal was finding a staff that, can get me as close to the league as possible. And, with this staff, it's second to none. Most of the guys in here have been to the league or have done what we all want to do. So, that was a big part for me, especially, Dion, being able to come in here and talk to him and how he spoke to my family. Just everything, how he told me I was going to fit into the scheme and things of that nature. It all bought in, and I'm glad I'm here.
What was your perception like of Colorado the last couple of years? It was a national story. It was following along. Obviously, struggled last year. What were your thoughts from the outside?
Yeah, there's a lot of social media behind it, but I know that there's a different feeling, and when you went in the locker room, you can really tell what type of team it is, and outside looking in, they're competing, they're going at it, and just being able to be here and actually see what goes behind the scenes. It's real work, what I'm saying, outside of social media, it's a lot of real work that goes on in here, and I'm just glad to be here.
Does the social media presence make you more interested when you see it, or less interested? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, give you a taste of what it could be like.
Yeah.
Helpful.
it's kind of hard outside looking in, you know what I mean? Because y'all not a lot of people know what goes on like behind closed doors and things of that nature. But I can say one thing, that everybody's here to work. You know, we're here to win, and we want to win for the city, for this state, and yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of work that goes into everything. So I can't really speak on too much, like, you know, looking outside from in, but I know that there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes.
I'm curious about your relationship with like Brandon and just what you've seen from him and how you kind of plan on working together.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm excited to work with Brandon. You know, I've seen his film. I followed him, you know, for a long time. You know, outside of that, we have a lot of friends that are connected. So, I mean, I'm just excited to go to work with him. And, you know, he's been a great leader for the team. He's been a great role model. You know, he's an older guy, so he knows football. You know what I mean? So being able to be out there and communicate with him has been great.
Jay, just can you talk to like the overall talent in the secondary, you know, just the guys out there and what you guys have forward with them?
Yeah, it's a lot of competition. You know, a lot of guys that are really good at football. You know, they brought a lot of these guys in to, you know, play a role and, you know, play as much as they can. So, I mean, just being able to learn from them and buy into the room has been great. And yeah, I mean, it's been fun being able to watch everybody compete. You know, everybody has their different way of playing. Everybody has their way of talking, or, you know, things of that nature. So just being able to see everybody and see different conferences, you know, how different conferences play, has been pretty cool, for sure.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Should I hit them with it? Should I hit them with it? Runners, mount up. It's the morning run, 3:11. It is hump day, should we say. So y'all make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe, comment, let us know where you're checking in from, what you got going on, what you fake caring about out there. Just saw Vonn Bell, safeties coach, and Nate Mitchell, DB for the Colorado Buffaloes. Uncle Neely is in Boulder, right outside the room. What you think, Unc? How you doing? First of
Doing
all.
good, brother. We do have one more that will be coming soon, so
Yeah.
we'll keep an eye out. I'll let you know. I think that will be the last one for pressers today. But hey, you heard it from Coach Bell, man. Look, you talk about been there, done that. I mean, recently been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
Who better to cling to? You know, because sometimes, Chico, you can dismiss a guy like me with that gray hair. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. That was 30 years ago. It was 3 months ago.
For a long time before that too. So yeah, you got a veteran safety, and like Nate said, a guy that has been where you're trying to go. We saw
Mm-hmm.
Julian Lewis even say that when he was talking about Coach Brennan Marion. He was like, it's good to hear it from a guy who's actually done it before, you know. And these players kind of, they respect that, especially like you just said, knowing that they just did it and they have an opportunity to learn from this guy. So that's another big presence on this staff in that defensive backfield room.
Yeah, it is. You know, from top to bottom, when you look at the way this staff is layered, just from an organizational standpoint, then you begin to look on each side of the ball. You can really check all the boxes as far as what you need to build a team, instruct a team, and get guys to buy in because they know they're learning from somebody who has, again, been there and done that at the highest of levels.
Right. Super Bowl experience, over 139 games, 107 starts, national champ, big time baller, man. So Nate Mitchell, a guy that's been flashing on the film. If you've been watching the pregame network or Reach the People or Well Off, you'll see Nate flying around football field. If you look at his Instagram, you'll see posts from practice and his highlight film, just a big time playmaker. Um, you might see like a Cameron Silman Craig type, you know, a smaller guy, but it's flying around the field, making all type of plays, tackles, interceptions, pass breakups, a leader in the backfield. I'll talk about Nate Mitchell and how excited you are, you know, of this young fella.
Everything you just said. I mean, the ability when you correlated him to Cam, the ability to fly around like that comes from confidence. Confidence comes from knowing what you're doing. You can't do anything fast if you're uncertain about it. Chico, you ever been driving down the street, man? You're looking for that girl house, and you got to cut the radio off,
First
even
thing
though
you
even
see,
though even though the radio sound ain't got nothing to do with your eyesight.
right?
First thing you do is, man, I got to concentrate. I got to focus. That's because you don't know where the hell you're going.
Right.
When you know the hell you're going, you got the windows down, the music up loud, like you
Getting
flying
there.
around because you know where you're going. And when you take a good comparison with Cam, their football IQ mixed with their athletic ability puts them in a place where they can fly around like that and make plays because they have that confidence in that I know where I'm supposed to be. I know where, just as more importantly, I know where my counterparts are going to be. And as the coach said, you're the QB of the defense back there.
Mm-hmm. 93 tackles last season. New Mexico State started all 12 games. 6 pass breakups, 4 forced fumbles. Also had 3 interceptions and 1.5 tackle for loss. So,
And guess what he told me, Chico, when they walked out?
What he said?
He said, "Man, I enjoyed the show. Y'all got to have me on." I said, "Say less. Say that, dog. What are you talking about? What are you?"
Done. Give us the date you want to come
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah, thank you for clearing it up.
All right, we're going to stay tuned for another safety. Should be coming on in a second. But while you guys are here, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let us know where you're checking in from, whether it's the far East Coast or the West Coast, the Pineapple to the Big Apple, wherever it is. There's a lot of storms going on out there. Hell, it's even storming out here. I saw a storm across America, dog. So let us know what y'all got going on, what y'all fake caring about if you're stuck in the house and things of that nature. You feel me? Here's a little
How mama?
clip.
How mama doing? If you want to talk about fake Karen, let me act like I care. How mama doing? Because you wouldn't let me talk to her yesterday. You wouldn't let me talk to her.
You don't need to talk to my mom. My mom do not need to be infested with the Uncle Neelyisms at all. You're doing great though. I'll post another picture of her later on with her gear on. And if you guys want your gear like my mama got, go to unclechico.myshopify.com and get you some. You understand? Support the channel. We appreciate it. It'll get shipped out to you directly to you in a major way, in a fast pace. Yes, it will, without me touching it. All right.
That's the important part.
That's
key.
part.
That's key. But that Chico, that clip you just ran, man, how about a guy coming in here, transferring and make a play like that, and then have the greatest corner to ever do it, arguably the greatest football player, period, call you over and be like, "Hey, man, I see you."
Yeah. Flying around, dog, once again, just making plays. And Coach Prime even said it when he was talking about, bringing in guys and which guys he's bringing in. Why? Guys who go after the football to get the football to make a play. We want interceptions. We want turnovers. We want big-time plays. And that's what Nate has been doing out there. He had that mentality to go after the pass, to get the
That's my ball.
instead of the breakup. Exactly.
Yeah, because we had several plays last year where guys, opted to try to bat the ball down, but could have made another step and had a chance or an opportunity to pick, and maybe even had to pick, but just a different mindset, a different trigger. Like, why would I make all this effort just to swat the ball down when I could make the same effort and catch the ball?
Right. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's get some picks. Let's get some turnovers on this defense. We need big plays, explosive plays on both sides of the football. That's what we were lacking last season.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Chico.
What's that?
But when you go through the rule book and you go page by page, forward and backwards, it's not against the rules for the defense to score.
No doubt.
The defense is allowed to score.
Here's the thing, it's about mentality. It's about the players that you have. It's about coaching it up also. And we saw them coaching it up last season. Just got to execute it also. I go back to coaching, whether it's Little League football, whether it's flag football, whether it's I-9. You understand me? I tell them, hey, man, when the ball move, you move. You can go get the ball. I told a little 3-year-old the other day, Uncle, I wish I had it on film. I said, listen, when they snap the ball, go snatch the ball, forget the flag, and go the other way. They called it back, but he did what I told him to do.
Of course they did.
I don't know.
Check the monitor over there, Chico. They might have slipped in behind me. I'm not sure.
No, they're not on yet.
All right. I know Herman went in behind me, so.
Okay.
Good dog. I'm gone, man. I'm gone. You gotta go. Yeah, yeah. Uh, uh,
Lord have mercy. Hey,
oh.
before we go to the next one, Bam Adebayo, 83 points, dog, last night. Right there between Kobe and Wilt Chamberlain for the most in a game in NBA history.
Yeah,
What'd you think about that? And we'll get to the details in a second.
I loved it, man. I don't know why people hating on Bam. This morning, uh, hating on the NBA as if the NBA orchestrated it.
Mm,
When you looked at the first quarter and then the second quarter, you just had to think like, hey, man, he might have a shot at this thing. And when you got to the fourth quarter, they were deliberately trying to deny him the ball. And you talk about making almost 40 or did make 40 free throws. Stop fouling him.
okay, that's why I was gonna go with it.
Yeah, it's like that ain't his fault.
Right. His job is to go up there and make the free throws when the referee called a
And,
foul, right?
and he did his job. Like, okay, he broke the record on free throws.
Mm, he
Like
did do that.
to put him over the top, like to get him 83 was 2 free throws.
Mm-hmm.
What he's supposed to say? No, don't call that foul, ref. Don't put me on the line. I got to hit field goals or threes for it to really count.
Yeah.
Totally disagree.
Well, he hit hella threes. Is what I'm trying to say. But
Yeah, I think he hit
does that?
7 threes.
Yeah. Does that diminish though? Anything with all those free throws? And I guess I already know your answer. But what do you think
It,
about the
it
people that are saying it does?
it doesn't to me. It doesn't to me because when you look at what even Kareem did, the captain, when he was the all-time leading scorer and won the 3-point line out there, and you look at what LeBron did in passing it, if you take away LeBron's threes, he still has passed it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a situation where part of Kobe's 81 was from the foul line, part of Wilt's 100 was from the foul line. They were getting fouled and making shots. So why is it because Bam may have had a higher percentage of his total points be from the free throw line? Stop fouling him.
And we saw on the podium last night, he was there with his significant other, his girlfriend, his lady.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but think about you and business babies. I said Chico all over this. Because
And
she has the highest points in the WNBA game. I think
that's
it's
what I was going with
53
that.
or something. Yeah.
Highest points in the WNBA game, second highest in the NBA game. So it is time now. Strike while the iron is hot. You understand me?
I bet it struck last night.
It should have. And it should. They should be, striking that thing because don't wait till you get older. Get them genetics right now. Is what I'm saying.
I don't think your genes change when you get older, Chico.
I don't know, but I wouldn't chance it right now, is what I'm saying. I'm saying go at peak performance, dog. Go peak performance. Go in your prime.
It's kind of like when a lady have a BBL surgery. That don't change her genetics.
Don't change them little legs now. Don't change them little legs. No, dog. But
you still who you are. You just look different.
you ain't a bad chick for real. I know who you are before the BBL and for the. You know what? Let me stop. I saw a chick the other day that had one eyelash on and one off. I was like, do she know? Or
And I'm sure you went and told her.
I was like, does she know, or is that the style, or does she not know? Can she not feel it? Is it like? So I was just wondering. I didn't ask her though. She looked kind of tough. Like she would have been like.
Speaking of NBA, Chico, so again, shout out to Bam in the 83. A couple other games I watched last night. The San Antonio and Celtics game. The Celtics versus Spurs. Spurs got the win. Wemby is the real deal. Nothing he can't do. And shout out to Tatum, man. Like to be back in 10 months and out there getting 20 points, like it's unreal.
Yeah. It's still, watching him or anybody who comes back that fast from like a ACL or a Achilles injury, things of that nature. I still be kind of timid watching him and kind of scared and hope that they just take it easy, but he out there going hard, man. So shout out to his trainers and whoever got him back ready to go, and his
Yeah,
genetics
we
also.
yeah we got to get a black man white coat on to discuss that because
All right.
that's unheard of, man. 10 months.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Wemby is that guy. They're definitely championship contenders just because of him being unstoppable, but then the pieces around him have really come together also. You got veteran pieces like Harrison Barnes. You got young guy like a Castle around him. You got a bona fide scorer in De'Aaron Fox, So you got to watch out for the Spurs, man. I think OKC would be their biggest challenge.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think that, and I want to ask you something about that. Well, you got to factor in Wemby's doing all this, leading the league in defense, scoring 24, 26 a game on offense, and the offense is not even going through him. If the offense were to go through him, like it did in the previous iterations of San Antonio Beings, he'd probably be 30, 32 a game.
Yeah,
With that
easily.
being said, Chico, forget team records, championships, and all that. How close is Wemby to being the best player in the NBA?
Very damn close,
I
if
agree.
not already.
I,
Because I was thinking about this the other night, Unc. If you're picking it like just a fantasy draft right now in the league,
yeah,
you would have to probably look to take him first.
you have to. You have to.
Man,
He is. You talk about business, baby. He is Kevin Durant and Akeem Olajuwon. So I mean,
yeah,
it's clearly he's the best defensive player in the league, right? Like, there's no
yeah,
debate about that. Okay.
yeah.
When you look at the blocks he's averaging in the game, and then the altered shots he's averaging in the game, then you go to the offensive side, he's easily in the top three.
Mm-hmm.
You put both of those things together, I think you can make a strong case right now. He's the best player in the NBA.
39 points on 11 of
All
20
right, Herm, walk
shooting,
back in, baby.
8 of 15 from the 3-point line. 8 of 15 from the 3-point line, dog. You 7'5". Goodness
Yeah.
gracious. Yeah, we're still waiting. If you just tuned in, got the Colorado Buffaloes safeties. Just had Nate Mitchell, had safeties coach Vonn Bell. You'll have one more checking in a second. But while you wait, make sure you join the channel, become a member, go to the website, go to mybookie.ag, use the code Big Dog, go over there, and go have some fun, whatever you're doing, man. Let us know where you're checking in. Y'all got questions, put it in the chat. You got super chats, put it there. Go ahead, Unc.
And speaking of, we didn't really get to do it closing out the show the other day, but we are officially over 121,000. I
Yes,
have
sir.
informed Coach Prime of that, and he and I are going to sit down today actually and try to figure out a day next week for that live show. So remember, all right, get ready to go to it, Chico. We coming in. So
Okay,
remember, you got to be a member to ask questions and watch that live broadcast.
there you go. So go become a member on both channels right now. We're trying to get 35,000 on my channel, trying to get past, well, we just got past 121, trying to get to 122 now. Let's go ahead and do it before Coach Prime even come on. Let them know you've been putting in work, runners. All right, let's go to the podium. Got Young Hardy. Let's go.
The easy Coach Prime, just being able to learn from him. And then just when I got here, at the time, Coach Rob and Coach Vonn Bell, just hearing from, their plan and just the thought process of them. And then just, getting a guy like Coach Marv now, just seeing the new things that he provides for this defense and just his schematic scheme that he provides and how he looks at the game of defense that way. Just seeing the guys that they have around just to help me build as a player, that's the reason why.
This one may be on me. I'm not sure if you know overlap. Did you know Makari?
Oh yeah.
How did you help at all with that process?
Oh yeah, that's my guy. Just knowing I'll be able to have somebody I can trust and just hearing his word on the place and just just how he looks at it was a big help in choosing this place.
I asked Nate this as well, but obviously coming into a very kind of new look safety room, you still have Ben kind of leader, even though he's injured. Just kind of how much has he been a help to you and the rest of the safeties kind of getting acclimated, not just to the room, but the team as a whole and the culture here?
Big. He's the standard here. Just seeing how much Coach Prime leaned on him. It's sad the way that he got hurt. Just still seeing how he's involved, and he doesn't, like how Coach Prime said. Like he doesn't want no pity, so I don't give him none. He's been there working every single day, doing his rehab. Doing his part as he can, and that's big seeing that from a guy that's limited and all that. So it's just seeing how he helps us in the film room, and in team meetings, he's still there, still incentive, still learning, still helping us if we have questions, and that's big. So just seeing that from him is, huge from, what happened.
You talk about the opportunity you have here, and kind of two-part question, but how you grew from where you were before, but the opportunity you have there now.
Yeah. I feel like I grew a lot, learning from the guys that I was around, their resumes for them, and just being able to take in all that knowledge and just apply it here, and, take what I've learned, where I failed, where I've grown, all that, and just bring it here and just bring my talents here has helped, I feel like a lot at the end of the day.
Just from what we've seen the first week plus of practice, it seems like the secondary has really found some success in creating turnovers. Just wondering if you're seeing that as well. That's something you guys want to take a lot of pride in this fall.
Yeah, I got to do better catching the ball. But besides that, yeah, we're flying around, we're explosive, we're fast, we're smart. And, I feel like that's all the qualities you want in the DB crew. I feel like the trust that we're building every day speaks volume of how we're playing out there. It's, we take it from the meeting rooms and we go apply it out there. We had a lot of, changes from the DC changes, and people having to learn a new defense. And, that's hard to do and ask of the guys, and we did it quick. And like I said, that builds trust, and being able to trust on one another out there allows you to play free. And I feel like that's why we're playing the way we are.
You talk about that competition in practice. How do you think that motivates you, especially when you have a whole group of guys who are brand new to the team?
Big, that's how we learn each other at the end of the day. Coach says it every day, iron sharpens iron, and just going out there, being able to compete with guys that have a common goal as you. I feel like that's how you learn each other and understand who's the guy next to you and who are they for real. Because when it gets hot, you're going to see who that man is. And when times are good, you're going to see also. So, like I said, just consistently just keeping that competition going with us, I feel like it just builds us every day.
How would you describe kind of your skill set, your game, and kind of how these defense kind of excels or highlights some of the things that you do well?
So the first question, I feel like my skills are like very smart. I'm a smart player in my opinion. I like to, just analyze stuff with personnel, down a distance. Any good player, you got to be focused on stuff like that. And then also just understanding splits. What guys are good at. You have to, like that's how you take your game to the next level. By watching that film, understanding, okay, he lines up here to do this, stuff like that. I feel like that's where my game and my skills were most highlighted, and just in this defense. It's Coach Marv, how he's taken over and let the guys in the back end be free. We have I feel like a lot more range back there now. It's helping us being able to be smart, be communicative, and work on a
Yes,
string
sir.
at the end of the day, and just be out there and being a one unit together. I feel like that's just how I can help us, and I feel like I'm a great leader. I feel like I can help guys and bring guys up, help guys out, talk to them on the field. So I just feel like that's where I've been able to implement on this defense, especially how new it is to everybody right now. Just being able to help guys out. It's kind of familiar to what I did at OU as well. So it's kind of good.
Can you talk about how big of a deal it was to lose your defensive coordinator and position coach like a week before spring ball? Like, how big of an adjustment was it for you guys as a defense, but also in the safety room?
It's hard to hear. It's hard news to hear. But like I said, he's going on to do better things, and all you can do is be happy for him at the end of the day. To provide for his family. So all respect to Coach Rob, and just from the safety room perspective, we had Coach Bell. He's a great coach. He played 9 years in the league. He has the experience. So everything that every guy in that room plans on doing in life, he's done it. So if you can't sit there and relate your life that way and see it in that eyes and hear all the knowledge and just stuff he's giving you, you can't be sitting there ungrateful for. We have a man that's done everything that we want to do. So I feel like Coach Bell has been that guy for us, helping us through the process and leaning on him, like Coach Rob said, told us to do. Lean on him. He's done it.
Was the shift hard though to go from one corner to the next, or has Mark kind of done a lot of the same thing?
No, sir. My years in college, I had a defensive coordinator my first year, changed over, then the head coach took over. So you learn just quick of, you got to adapt in this game. People move on in life and all that. So if you want to be good at it, you got to adapt. So not at all for me.
Jason, just, obviously 5 days into spring football and all that, and you kind of talked about that growth that the team from you guys in the second day. Is there anything specifically, an example that you can think of yourself how you guys have done in that time?
I can't think of, just one moment to put my finger on. But like I said, just that collective energy that we bring every single day, just to get better. And I feel like just having that common goal between all of us just pushes us every day. I don't know other way to say it.
You talked about the camaraderie a lot. Have you guys spent a lot of time together in that union?
Yeah, like I say, just going out together, just doing little things, going to eat, going to play Top Golf, main event, just stuff like that, just to get to know each other. Like you said earlier, we're all new, and it's we have to find ways to get to know each other. And just on the field, that competition's one way, but you also got to get to know him, how we can just sit out there and just chill and laugh and get to know somebody, their family members, because sometimes we're going to be going through stuff, and we want to be the person that you can lean on. So, yes, sir. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, sir. That's a wrap, folks.
One, two, 1, 2.
3-4, 3-4.
5, 6, 7. We appreciate y'all checking in for the morning run. TMR Live, Uncle Chico, right here on the Pregame Network. Make sure y'all follow us, like us, subscribe to us. Let us know what y'all think about the safety room at Colorado. Jaydan Hardy, Nate Mitchell, Coach Vonn Bell. Once again, right here on the show. Unc, any last things you want to leave the people with as far as Colorado football goes for today? You said a mouthful yesterday. We got to get to that too, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that what you just heard, you got to have some confidence that the back end of the defense is secure, not only from the head coach himself, but from Coach Bell, who's now over that room, and then for the players that you just heard from. Now, keep in mind, Ben will be back before camp starts back from his injury, so then you'll have even more leadership and continuity back there as well. So I think the arrow is absolutely pointing up for the safeties in this room, absolutely pointing up for the overall defense in this room. And everyone talked last year about the nuances and negatives of the offense. But don't get me wrong, the defense had a lot to do and only having 3 wins last year.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But you have a defensive coordinator, man. Coach Marv been – I was about to say what's going on. Coach Marv – out to those guys. Coach Marv has been really fiery, man, on the clips that I've seen. Really passionate in the faces of the guys, challenging those guys, keeping them in the moment, not forgetting about what's going on, what's important right now. Letting them know, hey, man, we might have had a terrible first half, but you got a chance to win right now in this second half. I love a coach like that to keep you present in that moment and letting you know that we still have our goal in front of us, man. You've been right there with them and seeing these things hand in hand with your eyeballs, right there. What have you been seeing, Uncle? What you taking away from Coach Marv?
I'm blown away by it, man. His energy out there at practice. I mean, he's running up and down the field, coaching, making sure he's over communicating. The instruction that takes place in his team meeting, the overall defensive meeting, not just the linebacker meeting, but the overall defensive meeting, where he explains what chunk plays are and big plays are. And he measures that and what we gave up and didn't do in practice, turnovers that they look for, all those kind of opportunities. And again, man, look, you're gonna have a bad play, flush it. We get on to the next one. We don't have time to be down about stuff. The energy to which he coaches, the detailed nuances, his IQ of the game, and his ability to pass it on. Chico, everybody that knows how to do something can't necessarily teach it.
That's a fact.
Let me say it again for the people in the back.
Please.
Just because you know how to do something doesn't mean you're capable of teaching it. And one of the things I love about Coach Marv, spending these times with him in his meeting rooms and watching him in practice, he knows how to teach. He can't just only do it. He knows how to instruct it and get it out of you as well.
Yeah. Now that's a veteran coach right there, and Coach Marv, who's been in that position and led a group of men before. We have another coach that's been doing a great job, showing his passion and fiery, also running around, sweating, the whole damn time. A younger coach too, and I feel like he has a lot to prove. As a lot of guys on this staff have things to prove as far as in their own mind. They have a chip on their shoulder in their own mind. They have an opportunity now to show what they can do, and that's Coach Dante Carter on that defensive line. We saw a clip of him earlier from the pregame network. We're going to play that clip, and then after we play it, I want you to come in and let the people know more about Coach Pond and what you think about him.
Let's set the tone, right? After the first 2 periods, I don't feel like we dominated it. Set the tone, right? Let's set the tone. Let's set the tone. Make plays. Make plays up front. Make plays up front. Make plays up front. Make plays up front. All right? Let's change the game up front, dog. Let's be that group that changed the game. All right? Change the game. All right? Let's go, man. Hey, finish strong on me. Finish strong on 3. 1, 2, 3. Finish strong on 1.
Coach.
Yeah. You got to love it, man. Clearly, Mr. Fist bump there. Clearly stated, Big Herm Dog in the house. Clearly stated expectations, right? Over communication. Watch the body language there. No one stayed behind him the entire time. He's going to pivot around the circle, make sure he's making eye contact with each player and stating what he just said in one direction to the other direction. That way, nobody can say, "Oh, coach, I didn't get that." So look, we'll go out here and make a play. All right. Let's start. It starts up front. Let's make plays up front. Do your job. Let's coalesce and get together and set the tone as the defensive line. Again, as you set it off, Chico, younger coach, worked here last year under Sap. Has cut his teeth with his playing experience. Him coming from the SWAC as well. Looking forward to just big things from his D line, and he is another one who has agreed to sit down exclusively with the morning run. So stay tuned for that probably next week during spring break.
Can't wait. Can't wait. We have a lot of things lined up for you guys. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned and hit the join button, hit the like button, and subscribe and share it with some people. Let them know. I know you know somebody that you can share it with, and they know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that you can share it with.
Sound like Trick Daddy right there.
Daddy Dollars. Somebody share it with Trick Daddy, matter of fact. Somebody know Trick Daddy out there.
I know somebody that knows somebody that know somebody.
You feel me? So that defensive line, dog, they got a leader, man. And if we had the cutaways, we probably could do a cut up. You'll see him sprint down the field, chasing behind his guys to make sure they're running behind the football also. You know what I mean? Involved coach, young coach like that, man. And like I said, hungry and want to make sure his guys are on the same page as him mentality-wise and chasing after that football, man. Things of that nature. I love it. Defensive line been responding, from what you've been seeing, Coach?
I have. I've seen nothing but favorable response. You look at the body language, you look at the energy, you look at the enthusiasm to receive coaching. One thing I talk about all the time on here is being coachable, and you talk about mindset all the time. I think with this group under this coach in this room under this defense coordinator, you got a perfect mix of guys with the right mindset who are coachable.
Yes. Yes, indeed, man. Hey. Fired up about the defense, dog.
Yeah, defensive coach at Jackson State told me, he said, man, playing D-line, here's the mindset. He says, you remember that old box fan at your grandma's house?
Mm-hmm.
He said, turn it on high, take the grate off, and stick your face in it.
And stick your face in it.
And he said, if you can't do that without blinking, you can't play D-line.
Feel me?
It's mindset. You got to get in there.
Yeah. All up in that thing. Sometimes you just got to get up in there.
You do. And sometimes it results like you, Chico, that December going to the hospital. Throat closed up on you.
Twins, y'all hear that? Don't believe. Hey, man, how Coach Prime doing? Huh?
Doing good, man. I got a text from him right before the show started. He wants to, do that sit down and have a conversation today about some things coming. So looking forward to that this afternoon. Today was what, practice 5. So we got one more before we get out here for spring break, and that'll be 6 in the books. And then we come back after spring break and finish those last ones going into the spring game on April 11th at Folsom Field, free of charge.
Spring break. A lot of people gonna be staying there for spring break. Think people gonna leave? Like, what's the plan for spring
It's a
break?
mixture. It's a mixture. You always get a good mix. This is going to be my first year staying actually, so I'm gonna try to find some stuff to do around Colorado or quick trips here and there. But a lot of the players do choose to stay and continue their workouts because Chico, you've been there. One of the first things you do when you get back for that check-in is you're gonna do some conditioning.
Yeah,
So it wouldn't be in your best interest to take that full week off.
as Uncle would say, I'm reminded of a time last year around right. I'm reminded of right around this time last year when you had a guy like Jordan Seaton doing that extra work. He was making news going viral for doing the extra work and working out here still and just making sure he's going to be ready for when he came back.
Mhm.
I would like to see that happen, not with just one person. Whether I see it or not, I would like for that to happen with uh, more guys on the team this year. And I think the guys on the team that they brought in are of that same caliber and mindset of Jordan Seaton to continue to work and not to depend on the strength coach to get you in shape. You know, he's gotten you there. Now you got to maintain it during these spring break off weeks, so to speak. You know what I mean? So don't just go home and do nothing and digress and lose the progress that you've made, right? Find a way to continue to work out, continue to move, and to stay active. That way, when you come back after spring break, you won't be behind the 8 ball. And the coaches will be able to tell too. I'll tell you that much.
You're gonna be able to tell because that trash can right there gonna be full of vomit.
Well, before the games, thanks to prime parents, we know now that before the game, we need to have one of those trash cans on the sideline because our guy, our linebacker, ESPN, Gideon Lamprum, he might need it based off his pregame rituals. Yeah,
Yeah, Willie Beeman.
Willie Beeman. That's what Mama said. So y'all might have to watch out for that. That folds him in the sideline so damn close. I wonder how he's gonna pull that off.
It's trash cans over there.
All right. Well, if y'all want to know more about getting ESPN Lampron, y'all check it out on Prime Parents, streaming live right now on my channel. It will be live also on the Pregame Network. Y'all stay tuned for that. We're gonna have some clips coming out, but y'all make sure y'all go over there and support it right now as soon as you can. Prime Parents, type it in Prime Parents. We have Joseph Williams, the wide receiver. His mom is coming on next Tuesday. We're gonna try to keep these going each and every Tuesday live. Prime Parents.
Believe that.
Yes, sir. With the bless, sir. Uh, practice will be again Friday, Unc, and we have Coach Niblin on.
Yeah, Coach Niblin will be the presser for Friday, and practice will be Friday. You nailed it, Chico. You have the schedule. You got it down. You and Manny got it right all week long.
Way to go, man. Hey. The what? Taquitas. I don't know what that is, though. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we've come to the part of the show where we need your 8 seconds of engagement. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with somebody, get in the comment section, let us know what you think about the show and who we should have on next. And when Unc and I do a reaction, what should we react to? Put it in the chat right now. All right. Get your merch. And anything else, Unc, you want to leave them with?
No, let's do the damn thing, man. We'll be back. Keep those notification bells on because you never know when something's gonna pop off with the morning run. And next week, although it is spring break, we are still coming at you with exclusive interviews and content like Prime Parents on Tuesday, like Coach Prime's Live, like exclusive interviews with other coaches. So next week ain't no off week for us.
And we'll be back on the next show. Uncle me. It's Friday. and we're gonna get our
So,
groove on.
That's how we
Understand me?
start. That's how we started every Friday.
That's right. And this how you should start your Fridays, weekends, any days. You understand me? Go to safetysmith.com and get you some good insurance, whether it's auto, home, life, renters, business. It don't matter. Call 303-343-3515 for State Farm agent Miss Denise Smith. You feel me? Exclusively. Let her know that you came from Uncle Chico.
Yeah, and if you're traveling in for the spring game on April the 11th, which is free of charge, you know where to lay your head on my pillow. Well, not my pillow. You have a pillow like mine. Go to the beautiful Boulder Broker. Let them know that you're coming in town. Let them know Uncle Neely sent you. They take in 20% off of your stay. Boulder Broker, 20% off if you tell them Unc sent you.
That's right. Tell them when you get there and you're signing up and you know, putting your information in for your room and stuff. Don't wait till you do all that. Then you walk up to the room.
Yeah.
Oh, Unc sent me.
No, you gotta do it pre. It's pre. Like the pre-game show is a pre-stay discount. You can't check out and be like, oh, my bad.
That's it, dog. That's it. Let me know what y'all think. Hit the like, subscribe, comment. Then Danny, check your email, not your mailbox. Check your email. It'll let you know. All right. This is new age. My dog been going to the mailbox. Check your email, dog.
What the hell wrong with you? Then Daddy asked me for my room number, man. like
what you gonna do with the room number, then, Daddy?
I don't know. I'm moving.
Then Daddy go knock on the door. Unc gonna come to the door like Uncle Elroy did in Friday.
If we didn't have Den Danny on the show while you was on the show, Chico, I swear y'all the same person. I said Den Danny is Chico burner account. Because ain't no damn way.
Like KD. Oh man, put your chakras in the sky, put your black fists high, keep your rebel damn flags. That's damn right. We're gonna get up and out of here. Peace in the middle. Yeah, it's the morning
in a
run.
Major way.
In
a major way. In a major way.
Let's go.
Excuse me.